Welcome to Newsmakers. My name is Sean Smith. I'm the Assistant Director of Community Relations for Chesterfield County Public Schools. Join us today, Chris Calfee. Welcome to you, Chris.
Thank you.
Now, for our viewers out there who are not familiar with you, you are the cross-country coach at Swift Creek Middle School, but more importantly, you're an English and publications teacher at the school as well. And we want to talk a little bit today about some exciting things that are taking place at the school. But with the cross-country team, tell us a little about the team itself and kind of the season you just completed.
Well, this is my 5th year at Swift Creek, and we have anywhere each year from 45, 50, 60, upwards as many as 90 kids who participate in cross country. This year we had a very successful season. The girls were 2nd in the division and then 3rd in the county, and the boys were 5th in the division as well as 5th in the county.
It's a great feat, and thinking about the team, there's a lot of great things that are taking place, and obviously with the ragged relay, we want to talk a little about some of the things that the students did and a little bit more about what you did as well. Tell our viewers a little bit about the ragged relay, what the students did, and kind of what was behind that.
Okay, the ragged relay started last year when we decided that we wanted to kind of add to our athletic budget. So the kids got sponsors and pledges for number of laps, number of miles, how long they ran. And so we participated on 2 afternoons, so they ran for 2 hours on a Thursday and then 2 hours on a Friday. And then all of the money that they raised goes into an athletic budget fund for cross-country and track and field.
And looking at that, do you have an idea of how much money was raised and how it's already being used?
So far from this year, we've raised close to $1,200, and that money will be used to buy a discus net for our discus cage, and then hopefully to be able to buy enough hurdles so that we'll be able to have home track meets instead of using one of the high school facilities.
And obviously with the students, they're out there just looking for donors and business partners themselves, and what kind of direction do they have with that in the community?
Well, basically they were first told just to go to basically friends and family, not to go door to door or anything like that.
Right.
And a number of them also had connections with businesses. So some of those people just gave flat donations. Some of them said, well, I'm only going to pay you whatever you run. So
right.
That sort of thing.
And so for the students, they're running for 2 hours, obviously, over 2 days. Now let's talk about what you did. You really kind of amped up, if you will, the energy behind the event.
So to add my own spin on it, I started at around 2:30 on that Thursday afternoon, and the year before I had covered 100 miles in about 16 hours and 3 minutes. And this year my goal was to do the same thing, to cover 100 miles before I had to go to work the next day. And so I started at about 2:30 on Thursday afternoon, and I actually covered 100 miles on the track in just a little over 15 hours.
That's an incredible feat, obviously in and of itself, 100 miles. What was it like, I guess, doing that on a circular track?
I changed directions quite often, so that I would go one direction for a certain number of miles and then turn around. I had my iPod on most of the time.
Right.
I had people that would come out and walk and run with me, come out and check on me, and so I was surprised at how quickly the time passed.
What was kind of the student support? Them spending that 2 hours, were they there with you trying to run as well?
There was a whole group of students that ran most of the off and on the first 2 hours, and then I had students coming up even as late as 9:30, 10 o'clock, who would come up and run 4 or 5 laps with me and then go home. And then I had other people coming out and checking on me all through the night, who would either come out and just kind of sit there and be there, or would come out and run or walk some laps. So,
as you've we have about 20 seconds left, but as you've put in place, obviously, this phenomenal effort and fundraising effort at that, what has been the response from both the community and the school itself?
Well, I think the school's very proud of what we've done, and I think the kids are very proud that they've been able to be part of something, so that they're going to put their effort in, and then they're going to see the direct result, hopefully by the spring, that we'll be having home track meets at our school.
Yeah. That's an incredible experience, and congratulations to you as well.
Thank you very much.
And thank you to our viewers. Please join us next time. More about Chesterfield County Public Schools.